Hello everyone, welcome back to Oma's Taste. Thank you so much for tuning to watch today's video. So in the menu today is okazi soup. Okazi soup is one of Nigeria's soup that you would definitely like. So let's dive into the video. So I went to the market, met this mama who carefully cut this okazi leaf for me. Okazi leaf is a kind of strong. It's not like pumpkin leaf or oha leaf, even bitter leaf. This one is a little kind of strong, so for you to cut it you need to sharpen your knife very well. Yes, you need a sharp knife, and I cannot do this at home because you will take care to do it until you cut all of them. So after I got home, I washed them very well. It doesn't really come with a lot of dirt, but you have to give it a rinse. After rinsing them, I will leave it to drain a little water, and I will take it over for the pounding. Yes, this okazi leaf, you have to pound it or grind it in the engine. That is the engine that they use in the market. If you don't have an engine or you don't have a mortar, yes, you can also blend it. You can process it or you can use your blender to do so. While it is being panned, I'll go ahead to wash the water leaf. Water leaf is another vegetable that you need for this okazi soup. Did you see why I say that this okazi soup is a kind of special? And you know water leaf, it usually comes with some many dirt. It also comes sometimes with a worm, so you need to give this a very good rinse. I am using vinegar and salt to rinse them. Just put enough water in your pan and rinse them. You can do this more than twice, and then you make sure that every dirt that is in it is out. Yeah, you can even see it under the water. So after washing them, because there were quite many, I will go ahead and cut them. The size that you cut this water leaf doesn't really matter, because you know it's water leaf. Once you put it in the pot, it will melt immediately. I'll go ahead and chop them. Yeah, I am chopping them on my sink because I looked for chop board and it was not available. I washed the sink immediately and it was even a better option. Who cares? All right, I'm going to cut them and set them aside. The important thing you want to do while cooking this soup is to make sure your vegetables are ready. That's the first thing I like doing, because it gives me I have this kind of feeling that everything is almost done. Next is crayfish. The crayfish that we bought is a kind of sandy. Even though it's not sand, I like washing it. Honestly, I like washing every single thing that I use to cook. I don't know about you, but this is a very nice idea. I'll wash them, and here I will be pounding them with the pepper. Actually, I use yellow pepper to make this soup, but I couldn't find the clip, so I use another clip. It's pepper and crayfish. If you get yellow pepper, just make use of it, you will like it. Already here, the proteins that we are going to use is cooking. I'm using upstairs. I'm using cow tail, which is upstairs. That is what they call it. I'm using stockfish as well, and some ram. So that is what I have here in the pot. I'll go ahead and add some shop bomo, which is the cow skin. I'll also be adding some fish. Yes, I am using catfish. I've already deboned and washed them. All these things, you have to wash them very well, because it's a vegetable soup. Okazi is vegetable soup, and you don't want to get any kind of sand when you are eating, because you are chewing everything in there. You don't want that. That is why you are being careful that you wash everything thoroughly. So here is your okazi. At this point, I have pounded it very well. Yes, but I was still pounding. In fact, I was playing with it this time, because when you pound it very well, you will get a lot of juice in it when you cook it in your pot. Yes, it still have a lot of juice, and it's also like a thickener, so you want to pound them more. To the pot, I will go ahead and add the pepper and the crayfish that I pounded earlier. And most important thing you also need in this recipe is palm oil. Please use good palm oil. If you use palm oil that is not good or doesn't taste well, it will ruin your soup. Yes, if you're making this soup, go for the best oil. In fact, test all the oil in the market. That's how we used to buy oil those days. I don't know if you did that. You will go on opening your hand and they will put it in your palm, and you test if it is soured or if it is slappy in the cheek. So you need good oil. Next is to add seasoning cubes. Be careful, it can over salt it. So I am using nut cubes. I added 3. I have already used 2 to cook the proteins. Add salt and please be checking on it. Once you are adding, test and know what you need and what you don't need. Well, let me ask this question. I always like to keep you busy in the comment section. Have you tested okazi soup? Have you eaten it before? Let me know your experience. And also let me know, is this the kind of soup that, average man can afford? Because okazi soup takes a lot of time and also you need money to make this soup. Let me know in the comment section. All right, thank you so much as you tell me your reply or you reply to my question. So I have added the water leaf now. Water leaf have to go first before the okazi leaf. I will gently stir them to combine. And this soup have already started taking shape. Once you have prepared all your proteins, it is almost getting ready. Yeah. And look at it. It is looking very nice. And look at the consistency. That is the little water that the water leaf release. You don't need much water if you are to add, because in this one, the only water that I added here was the water that I used to rinse the mortar, because I didn't want to waste anything at all. So I added water to the mortar and rinse it up and get the juice in that mortar. All right, at this point, you want to stir the soup. You want to, combine all the ingredients there. You don't want anyone to taste different. All the mixing have to be done thoroughly. If you want, you can add water. Actually, you can add water if you want, but the correct way, the modern recipe of this okazi soup, you don't add water. Instead, you add more palm oil. And I was not ready to add more palm oil because I have enough in that pot. If you are to add periwinkle that is not removed from the shell, add it at this point, yes. But if you are using the one that is already cooked and removed, add it lastly and stir it again to combine, and that is the end of this soup. Yes, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so, and watch out for the mukbang as well. Bye.